everybody. I'm Kathy C. Patterson, just in case we've never met. It's very interesting in my book, Thoughts to Ponder, Discovering Your Authentic Self. I wrote an essay called Triggers. And the way I define triggers, let me just read for those of you, because if you can't make it to my author readings, I do this on purpose because sometimes this is your own little personal author reading. On page 23. So, what are triggers? I define triggers as those memories that remind us of painful events in our lives. A trigger, adversity, or challenge can be an event which relates to a similar humiliating situation, fear, rejection, abandonment, etc. Although triggers are present in each of our lives, it is how they are handled that avoids more scarring and damage to the heart. Okay, I'm revisiting this because I was triggered. I was triggered because I was listening to Kerry Washington, who played the character of Olivia Pope on Scandal, for those of you guys who remember that. And the interesting thing is she has a memoir out, and she was talking about how she found out, I think she said about 5 years ago, her parents told her that her biological father is not who she thought he was. Essentially, what they told her is she was conceived by a sperm donor. Okay. She went on to talk about how she always felt different and she didn't know why. It just was something that was deep down inside. I can relate to that because it wasn't until I was 21 when I found out about my true paternity. And I always felt different, and I could not figure out why, but that's why. Okay, now here's the thing. It triggered me because she was talking about things as it related to that, like, what am I supposed to do with this information now? How do I process that? Because it does take a while for you to process that kind of information, particularly when you realize that everybody else around you knew, but you just didn't know. I lived that, so I understand. So what I decided to do today was talk about triggers. When I have conversations and discussions with other people, I realize that sometimes the way they react to a situation is really not about the present situation. It's more about the fact that they were triggered. I remember being triggered one time. I have a problem with rejection, and I'm over it now, but it has taken a while to get there. I remember for my 50th birthday party, I invited someone who I thought was extremely close to me, and she did not come, and she came up with this weird excuse as to why she didn't come. So, when I saw her, immediately I thought, why'd you lie? I mean, I feel like it was such a betrayal on so many levels. So, betrayal, hypocrisy, deceit, all of that. I don't want to deal with that. I want to have genuine relationships with people, and I want to be authentic. And the last video that I just did about how do you show up in people's lives, when people see you, what do you look like, which season, remember that one? And so I thought what I would do is share this video that I did. I did a web series, the backstory of the characters that's in my play, His Story Now. And I wanted to play just a clip of Graham talking about why he's triggered. And I often say that a lot of times people go through things in life because they have unresolved issues that they just haven't dealt with. And that is essentially where Graham was during this time. And I wrote that web series to explain why he was the way he was in relationships. So anyway, I'm going to stop talking. And this is the book, Thoughts to Ponder, Discovering Your Authentic Self. And there's something else in the back. You know, for those of you who have the book, there are questions in the back. And on page 65, one of them says, what are your triggers? And the other thing is, how do you respond to a conflict? Because sometimes you can be triggered in strange ways that you don't even realize. So anyway, if you want to purchase the book, again, you can get it from Amazon. You can get it from Barnes & Noble online, Walmart, all those places, Target. You can also get it by going to my website, www.kcploveproductions.com. So anyway, I'm gonna play the video for you of Graham talking about his situation, the character that he played. And you enjoy. Have a blessed day. And if you do get triggered, remember, it's not about the trigger, but it's how you handle it. So share this video if you find that it's something that you know some people may need, and I pray that you have a blessed day.
That's a good question. Sometimes I think I just get triggered, and when I do, I won't lie to you, I might drink or smoke a little weed. Things like that just seem to calm me down and help me get through my day.
Well, I can tell you this. Those are some very serious complications that you don't need. How has that affected your relationships?
Well, to be honest, anger and rage has kind of been the driving force. Pretty much in a relationship I've been involved in. I try to let it go, but it appears that the power of that is greater than my ability to control it.
Wow.
And I just want to feel good, at some point in time, for once in my life, if I can.
So here's what I want you to know. The memory from your childhood caused you to develop an inferiority complex. The problem with that is you let it define you and your worth and your value. But that definition is flawed. That isn't who you are. You have to tap into who you are. What are the good things about you? You know yourself better than anybody else knows you. And that is what you have to present to the world. You don't constantly hold on to all of the toxicity and the hostility that you had before as a child. So what the problem is, I think, is that you're holding on to it.
The childhood memory is one thing. I get that. But it's the family secrets. That's something totally different. It's something else. It's like everybody in the family knew the truth but me. They all knew the truth but me. And the birth certificate was just the beginning, Dr. Bennett.
Okay, so now, are you ready to share that family secret?
I didn't find out who my real father was until I became an adult. That hurts. Especially when the whole family knew the truth. The whole family. I felt like I've just been a joke ever since then.
I understand that, but do you realize that the betrayal was by them and that happened to you? But you don't have to hold on to that. So now we're talking about forgiveness.
I don't think I'm ready for that right now.
But Graham, listen, here's what I want you to know. The journey may be difficult and the road's rough, but I am confident that we can go through this process.
All I know is I'm here because I'm under a court order. That's it.